Have you ever wondered how your childhood money beliefs affect your current salary and career success, even into your 40s or 50s? Are you stuck in a salary that doesn't reflect your experience and your capabilities? And maybe you're even thinking that it's too late to change your career path for greater success. Thanks for being with us today. Today, we'll be talking with Michele Molitor, transformational coach and clinical hypnotherapist, on how our life experiences and traumas from the past affect our career development, especially for us women over 40. Hi, I'm Ann Gussiff. I'm with Pro Video Pages, and I regularly interview professionals. And today I've got with me Michele Molitor. Michele, can you tell us about yourself?
Thanks so much, Anne. I'm delighted to be here with you today. Michele Molitor here, your mind detective. For over 2 decades, I have successfully empowered thousands of women worldwide to reclaim their professional power and presence, to find their authentic voice and stand more confidently in their self-worth and self-esteem so they can articulate their value and worth, their expertise to help them achieve their goals, to get paid what they're worth, and to live life more fully with greater ease and joy.
Oh, I love that. I love that. My first question for you is, in your experience, what is the number one thing that holds someone back from achieving their goals and dreams?
Well, in the 23 plus years I've been doing this, I found the answer is quite simple. This feeling of not enoughness, it creates a loss of self-confidence. It creates a loss in our value and worth and who we see ourselves to be, and can be very detrimental to our mental health and well-being, along with our physical health. And it takes a toll on your career, especially as we get older, right? It's something many of us have experienced, including myself. I was bullied out of my high-tech career, and it took a massive toll on my whole being for so many years. Because if you think about when people say, oh, well, you just got to go for that next thing, how can you strive for excellence if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe you can reach that goal? You'll be surprised at all the different ways, shapes, and forms that this feeling of enoughness shows up both personally and professionally. Now, once you recognize that there is this deeply held wound, you can start to shine a light on it and start receiving more love, more success, more abundance, more connection in your life, right? Sounds interesting, doesn't it? There are so many ways that it starts to show up, but it really can impact your career. So just a couple of those ways that it shows up and has a major impact on your career: in your confidence, struggling with confidence, seeking outside validation, feeling really stuck, or like you have to stay in a toxic and unhealthy workplace. Perhaps you're allowing yourself to be treated unfairly or badly by colleagues. Maybe even people pleasing, perfectionism, procrastination, overworking, and not being paid for it. Maybe even putting up with negative or disrespectful behavior from colleagues and employers. These lack of boundaries that people have or don't have because they don't feel that they deserve it creates a downward spiral that can really get you stuck in places that you really don't want to be, creating a lot of negative self-talk that's going on for you.
Wow, that resonates with me. Um, my next question is, how does feeling not enough get triggered, and what causes this to happen?
Well, you're not alone, Anne. We all have this enoughness wound. I certainly did for the longest time. And it was through my work that I discovered the ways to remove that wound and let it go, release it, right? The tricky thing is it's often formed in someone's life in the early childhood years, from age 0 to about 7 years old, right? And these not enoughness beliefs, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable enough, whatever that form or shape it might take, it holds us back in so many ways. And it's often developed as a protective mechanism to keep you safe from painful emotions and experiences.
Yeah.
Because as kids, our brains aren't fully even grown yet. So we don't have the ability to process traumatic or deeply emotional events. So our mind copes with it in the only way it knows how to. It forms beliefs that says, don't do this or do this to stay safe, right? So you don't have to experience those strong emotions again. And we don't even often realize it's impacting us until we realize as adults that belief, that habit is really not serving me anymore. But how do I change it? What do I do? Especially when it's holding you back in your career. I see imposter syndrome and perfectionism and procrastination so much in my work with clients that really holds us back in our careers and keeps us with those fear blinders on, saying, oh, well, you can't do that. Who are you to do that? Why would anyone listen to you? Oh my gosh, so common, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're able to discover what's at the root causes of these wounds, we're able to start to move them out of the way by changing your mindset, right? These wounds are often created through unintentional comments or feedback from family or siblings, or sometimes even intentional comments by people in our lives. It might even be a teacher, right? You're not even aware of it. And so when you're able to start to recognize those patterns, then you can start to shift your mind, to change your mind in a powerful way. And it's important for people to understand that we all have experienced this enoughness wound because we've all experienced different levels of trauma in our lives. And it might be a big T trauma or a little T trauma, right? But it doesn't matter. It's not a competition of who has the worst trauma. Our bodies are just trying to keep us safe, right? And so that's where these come from and how they get triggered.
I know some have tried self-help books and podcasts, among many other things. Can you tell me some of the pros and cons of each of these?
Absolutely. It's a great question because so many people tend to try and DIY it, right? I'm going to do it all by myself. I had that for a long time. I'm going to read a self-help book. I got stacks of them here, right? Or listen to podcasts or hire a coach or a therapist, right? But the problem with that is while learning can be found in all of these options, right? It's important to have options that stick. Wouldn't you agree? That stick
Mhm.
at a deeper level. Because even though they might get a momentary aha from something they've read or something they've listened to, there's deeply rooted challenges, though, that are typically at play. And the problem with these is that they're all happening, all working on the surface level, on the conscious level, which is only 10% of your working brain, right? Yet the real problems are rooted much more deeply in your subconscious mind, which is 90% of your brain power. And it's these deeply hidden wounds in our psyche and our nervous system that are literally stopping you in your tracks from taking the steps forward that you know that you need to take, that you even want to take. But for some reason, you can't even physically get into action around the things that you really want to do. So, are you starting to see how the dots are connecting here in your own life or for all those who are listening? What's been holding you back? Perhaps you can start to see how the anxiety, the procrastination, the perfectionism, the imposter syndrome you have been experiencing in your career is really slowing you down. Well, that's where my rapid rewiring comes into play to help you heal your heart, your mind, and your body to create these quantum leaps in success. It's a way of gently releasing these old beliefs, habits, and mindsets and replace them with new empowering ones, new strategies for action that get you into that place of success, that move you forward with career satisfaction, with joy and ease. Literally rewiring the neural pathways in your brain as you release the old ways of being to adopt new ways of engaging with your career and your life, right? We think we can separate our career and our life, but sorry, we cannot, right? So, my methodology is a really relaxing way to reset your thinking through a unique blend of positive psychology, neuroscience, somatic, and mindfulness practices for profound, tangible results. And I'm going to give everyone some tips here to really help them start to harness the power of your conscious and your subconscious mind to help you amplify that career success. Does that sound good? So let me tell you about the rules of the mind. There are 13 of them in total, and you can read the full article in Brains magazine called The 13 Rules in the Mind That Shape Your Reality. But for today, I'll share with you just 3 of my favorite. Rule number 7, your mind does not care what you tell it, if it's true or false. It just lets it in, right? Because your subconscious mind is always listening, always alert. It's on the job, trying to keep you safe, alive, and on the planet, right? So, what are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding it positive talk or negative talk? What are you watching? What are you reading? And who are you surrounding yourself with? People who lift you up or people who bring you down with their energy and commentary, right? We forget that we're always at choice. And if the people, the media, the other influences around you aren't filling your cup up with goodness, and maybe, just maybe, it's time to find new sources of inspiration that encourage you and support you for positive growth and well-being. Rule number 8, in the simplest sense, we transform into our most dominant thoughts, right? The adage, what we think, we become, encapsulates the genesis of our identity and our destiny. So if we look back at the sights and the sounds of your youth, you can see the influence of the people and the environments in your everyday life back then and how they formed how you're showing up today. The beliefs that you have about yourself, your beliefs about money, your beliefs about how life is supposed to be. And some are good and some are maybe not so good. The good news is you can always change your mind and let go of those old habits or beliefs that you learned unconsciously through the influence of your family of origin and replace them with new, empowering ways of being in the world. Rule number 5, your mind learns by repetition. Did you know that ideas that are accepted by the subconscious mind tend to stick because they've dropped into your long-term memory? And then they quickly build these new neural pathways, these grooves in your thinking patterns. So, if you've ever tried to change a belief, how difficult it can be, right? You can't just think, I'm going to do this differently, and suddenly you do it differently because there's a pattern in place. You see, we are creatures of habit, instinctively returning to what we know. So this is why changing feelings, and this is why change feels daunting. So by introducing repetition, we can coax the mind to new, more different, beneficial paths that then drop down into your long-term memory, into your subconscious mind. So now you start showing up differently because you're building new habits of mind by using positive, present tense, descriptive words that create powerful, lasting impacts on your mind as you repeat these words over and over to yourself. So my favorite is, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. You get the picture, right? So remember, your thoughts are yours to change at any time. Understanding these rules of the mind offers just a glimpse into the power, the plasticity that your mind has. And hypnotherapy is a profound tool that leverages these rules at a deeper subconscious level. And when combined with transformational coaching, it helps create lasting positive change rapidly, both in the mind and the body, to create these positive ripple effects both personally and professionally.
Wow, that's powerful, Michelle. So I just want to summarize some of the points that you made. And those rules of the mind sound so important to know. And today we talked about 3 of the 13, right? So I'm just going to summarize or restate these. So there was rule number 7. Your mind doesn't care if what you tell it is true or it's false. Your mind lets it in. Rule number 8. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs turn right around and make you. And finally, rule number 5, your mind learns by repetition. You had me, by the way, just enraptured with these. I cannot wait to hear and learn more of these. Is there a way that people can incorporate these into their own learning?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, Anne, I have this new 90-day mindset boot camp.
You've got a boot camp?
I do have a boot camp. Would you like to know more about it?
Of course I would.
Great. Well, knowing what you know now, that you have the power to change your mind, then I know that you're going to want to know more about this. It's the How to Become Unshakable 90-day mindset boot camp, right? So, would you be curious to know how you can take action to stop those feelings of anxiety, of self doubt, and fear, and take back control of your career path? Well, if you're a lot like many of my clients, I know the people listening have spent countless hours and probably thousands of dollars on books and podcasts and other courses searching for the secret to professional success, only to find that they are running in circles, caught on the dreaded hamster wheel, getting nowhere. So, if I can share with you something that will be a game changer, is that of interest? Great, because I think this is what you've been waiting for. It's time to stop sabotaging yourself and your success without even knowing it, without even knowing you got these gremlins in your subconscious mind working against you. It's time to re-energize your value, your worth, to save your precious time and activate this amazing positive path to your career transformation. You see, I've handcrafted this methodology called the 3 Rs that can help you navigate through these challenges. And this approach empowers you to directly tackle the mental barriers that are holding you back, allowing you to transform your career landscape on your own terms. Would you like to hear more about them? Great. So first is rewire. The rewire part of the course, you'll confront and clear away deep-seated emotional barriers at a subconscious level. Think of it as hitting that reset button on your emotional state, leaving behind the old baggage that's been weighing you down. I like to call it the junk in your trunk. You don't really need it anymore, right? So this phase is really about freeing yourself from past beliefs and perceived constraints, making space for significant growth and new opportunities to come rolling in at your feet. So then we move to release. This phase turns your self-doubts into powerful motivators. By reshaping your mindset, you open the door to new professional possibilities. You start to release the negative stories that have been telling yourself, right? And resetting them, rewriting them to reach higher goals, to achieve greater results, and paving the way for real powerful change in your life. And then lastly, there's reclaim, right? The final phase is about really activating, taking control over your career path, reclaiming your voice, your value, your worth, to stand confidently in who you are, the expertise that you own, and to ask to be paid what you're worth, to ask for the promotion, the projects, and to truly shine in whatever your role happens to be. It's really powerful, and I'm really proud of how it has helped so many people around the world.
Michelle, this is such powerful stuff. All of those R's, I just am following you and I'm just wanting to know more and experience this. And especially when it comes to releasing those negative stories and resetting. So thank you so much. So how do you cover that? Do you do it by yourself or is it in a group setting?
So thanks for asking. In the boot camp, it's the best of both worlds. You're part of a community. You're going through this program together over 90 days, right? You've got access to monthly group coaching calls where you can connect and share and talk with other amazing women like you who are on the same journey of learning and growth, right? Each module has different sets of learning for you. And so this intensive program is spread out over 3 months. You get 2 modules per month. And each of them incorporate the powerful healing tools of neuroscience, positive psychology, somatics, and mindfulness, really tailored for personal and professional growth. And each module also includes guided meditations, right? To reinforce the changes to help you internalize that growth. Remember, we talked about repetition? Listening to these guided meditations every single night as you're drifting off to sleep is what's literally rewiring the neural pathways in your brain. So you get to do the hard work while you sleep. It's great. You also get a custom workbook to track your insights and your progress throughout the boot camp, and you get permanent access to our exclusive community. So you have that ongoing support even after you've completed the 90-day program. Plus, if you happen to be watching this video today, then you'll enjoy the bonus expert masterclasses as well from additional world-class experts that I just happen to know. And they've been gracious enough to share their teachings with me and my audience to help you sharpen your skills around leadership and goal setting and effective communication and so much more. So by the end of the boot camp, you won't just feel different. You're going to be actively living, operating from a new paradigm because you've taken off these fear blinders that were once limiting what you could see about yourself, your career, and what's possible. And guess what? It's just $333, right? Because this isn't about just having a temporary gain. The benefits, the community support, all the resources, they're there for you to keep forever, right? So I know some people might be thinking, well, this could be too time consuming, or perhaps it's too late for you. I can't learn anything new. Or, maybe they just have all these negative thoughts about what's possible for them. But I really want to assure everyone who's listening that each part of the boot camp is designed to fit neatly into your life, no matter how packed your schedule is. Believe me, it's never too late to hit the refresh button on your career. You deserve a role, an opportunity where you feel seen and heard and respected, valued for the expertise that you bring every day to your work. And I'm here to help you achieve that.
Thank you, Michele. Can you tell me who is ideal for this program?
Well, the folks who get great success from this program are folks like you who are lifelong learners, who are curious, they are invested in removing the fear blinders because they want to continue to level up and grow in their career, right? Those who love being a part of a group and being supported and encouraged are ready to step fully and authentically, unapologetically into whoever they want themselves to be, right? To become unshakable in all aspects of their life. Now, who it's not for is for those who really aren't interested in doing the deeper work. They want the blue pill or the red pill and someone to just make them feel better. Well, what I've learned in all my years of study and research is that change comes from within. And when you're willing to do the inner work, the outer work changes, right? And so the folks this is perfect for are those lifelong learners who are ready to make positive, powerful change in their life. They're so fed up. Like, why can't I get there? This program has helped so many people create those powerful shifts to get from where they are and step into who they truly want to be for themselves. And then that creates this amazing shift everywhere else in their life.
Michele, there seems to be so much value here for the individual who's willing to put in the work, but the price is only $333?
Absolutely. Now, There is a ton of value in this course. Actually, all of it is well valued over $2,000. But this special offer for everybody who's watching here today of just $333 for the full boot camp is because I am on a mission to help more people, more women worldwide, allow their authentic voices to shine and be shared. So I really want to make sure that it's accessible to more people everywhere. However, if you're still not convinced, which, okay, you can try it out for just $7 for the first module. You might spend that much at a, right? So is creating powerful, positive change in your life worth $7? Yeah, of course it is. So I encourage everybody to just check it out. Try it on, just like, like a new shirt. And if you don't like it, you put it back on the rack. But you've got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Michele, thank you so much. This is very exciting. Your passion shows through and your commitment to helping women get past some of these things, these deep-seated issues that we didn't even maybe know that we had. I want to thank you all who've watched to this point, and thank you for tuning in. And I really encourage you to sign up for the boot camp. Michele, do you have any final words?
Well, thanks, Anne. It's been lovely chatting with you today and sharing my passion for the How to Become Unshakable 90-day Mindset Bootcamp. It is my joy to share this with the world. And I guess the thought I'm going to leave everyone with is, what is your joy worth to you? Life is short. Someday starts now. Unlock the power of you.